Forget trying to make anyone obsessed with you. You're actually thinking about it all wrong. The truth is, it's never been about them. It's always been about you. So by the end of this video, you'll know how to master your presence, control the narrative, and be the fantasy that they just can't get enough of. So was this title clickbait? Absolutely. But seeing as you're here, subscribe or don't. But before anyone becomes obsessed with you, you must first become obsessed with yourself, your presence, your life. And so the key here is to design your life like it's a masterpiece. This is the illusion of irresistibility. People don't obsess over average. They obsess over irresistible illusions. Think of the most captivating person that you know. What makes them stand out? They make their life feel like it's a story that you just have to be a part of. And so the key here is not creating some big pantomime every day and putting on this big show. It's romanticizing even the most mundane parts of your day and your life so that every single step you take, there's a gentle whisper of, I am the prize. No matter what you're doing, no matter who you're with, no matter how you're feeling, you're constantly affirming, I am the prize. And this isn't to get anyone to text you or to get anyone to be obsessed with you or to get anyone to fall in love with you. This is for you to fall in love with yourself. So you have that undeniable self-certainty. And that is what is the most magnetic thing that a human being can do. Which actually leads me to my next point, which is your world has to feel like an escape. It has to feel like when they enter your world, it's a dream that they don't want to leave. They don't want to wake up from. And that's because you have designed it in such a way that every day feels like the best day ever. Even if you just sat on the couch all day and watched Netflix, you had the best day ever because your life is so full. You are so full. You're so full of joy, so full of happiness. And you do this by taking care of what it is that you have. If you are grateful, you will be given more. Being grateful for what you have and knowing that everything you have can be multiplied overnight. Overnight, everything can change. You have no idea how quickly things can change. And so if there is a desire out there of a person, a thing, a place, whatever, just living in that knowing that it's right around the corner or that it's here now. It's here now. I get to experience it now. You're not waiting for it to happen to feel that joy. Then you're just constantly in limbo. You're constantly waiting. You can be grateful now, you can be happy now, you can be joyful now without it showing up. Now, another thing that works when you are dating, and let's say you've been on a few dates and things are going well, you're texting, you're back and forth, you've been open and honest, everything's working out. You want to start dropping little seeds into their mind for it to grow. For example, let's say you've just finished the date, the checks just come, you've been flirting, you've been laughing, you've been joking, all of that stuff. At the end of it, you can just say, you're already planning our next date, aren't you? This is really like for the girls to the guys, right? You're already planning our next date, aren't you? Now, they may not be. You may not hear from them again. Who cares? But in this moment, you are exhibiting so much confidence, but it's also playful. It's alluring. It's attractive, right? Then when you leave the date, girl or guy, texting, whoever, you can say, you miss me already, don't you? These subtle hints and these little prompts, they're not just dropping seeds, it's showing this person that you are so confident in yourself because they could turn around and say, honey, I don't even know you. I don't even, whatever. They could turn around and say whatever. You actually are just saying it openly. It's fun, it's playful, it's flirty. It just drops seeds of interest and it's alluring. They want to get to know you more, especially if you say things like, I have to warn you, I'm kind of addictive. Keep looking at me like that, I'm going to think you're obsessed with me. When you are saying things like this, it makes them think like, who is this person? And genuinely later on throughout the day, they will start thinking, oh God, I actually need to find ways to talk to this girl. Or let's say that they have just contacted you after work, they text you or called you, whatever, how was your day? You can just be playful with it. I think it's cute how you're constantly finding excuses to talk to me. It's flirty, it's confident. They want to know more. They can't get enough, right? So this is when you are in the talking stage. This is when you are dating. You can also use those prompts like as sarcasm if they haven't been doing what you want them to do. Like, let's say that you haven't heard from them, or you haven't texted them, or they have whatever. And when they do text, you say, oh, you miss me already, don't you? It's been like 2 months, right? Just be playful with it. Even if they are not showing up, you can still use these prompts to drop little seeds of love and interest into their minds when they are talking to you. And just say it with confidence. Make sure that you're saying it with your chest, because what's the worst that can happen? So the most manipulative thing I'm going to talk about in this video is a technique that I learned from Alia Rosa, and she was a Russian sex spy. She has an incredible podcast on Spotify. You can check it out here. And her story is just palpable. She's phenomenal. But she essentially speaks about manipulation tactics, how they were trained to use sex to get what they want and hit the target and all of this stuff. She explains it way better than I can. However, one of the things that she spoke about was anchoring yourself to the happiest memory. And only use this if there is an intention to be with this person long term. But essentially what you want to be doing is, when you are in an intimate setting and it's quiet and it's, you've been getting to know each other for a while, you want to ask this person, what's your happiest memory? And allow them to take the floor. Don't just take over when they're like, yeah, this happened. And you go like, oh, when this happened to me. No, just be quiet. Listen, okay? Allow them to speak. See their eyes begin to light up as they're telling you this incredible time that happened when they were 6 years old or whatever it is, right? Smile at the right times. Give them that deep and meaningful eye contact. And then what you want to be doing at the height of their emotion, as they're like, oh my God, and then this happened, I've just remembered this part, and they're telling you, they're so excited to tell you and share it with you. They are reliving that emotion. You want to utilize touch. So you want to touch them on their knee, their arm, their neck, if it's a more intimate setting, and give them that touch from you. And so thereafter, every time you touch them in that place, it's going to bring back those emotions. You've anchored in that emotion. You've not just tied yourself to the memory by allowing them to take the floor and share it with you. You've also anchored in that touch as well. So every time you touch them in that familiar place, it's going to bring back those feelings of euphoria and nostalgia, and all of those emotions are going to come running back. So this is now then making you irreplaceable, because nobody can draw that emotion out of them quite like you were able to. I found like that's something that would deepen a connection, make a relationship stronger, but also, make both people feel good about it. It's not used for bad intentions or, ill thoughts or whatever. But speaking of that, we cannot talk about obsession or irresistibility or, the art of seduction, all of these books that speak about this, without speaking about mastering the art of absence. And unfortunately, it works so well on all of us. When you give them a little bit and then take it away, it works so incredibly well. It's worked on me, it's worked on you. Why? Because we're human beings. We want what we cannot have. And unfortunately, this dark and twisted manipulation tactic of the art of absence works well. But I was watching a video with this guy the other day, and he was talking about how to get women. And he was basically saying, you push and you pull, you give them a little bit and then you take it away, and then they'll chase you and they'll call you. And I was thinking, if anyone did that to me, they'd never hear from me again. As he was talking, I was like, do you want a tampon with that? Like, I couldn't comprehend how a masculine man would take a step back and allow the woman to pursue. And then it dawned on me, women, myself, are all over TikTok talking about push and then pull, take and then give, all of this stuff, right? And I'm thinking, what are we doing? It's like we're having this Mexican standoff with each other because we're so afraid of being vulnerable. If you don't text for a few days, it's going to make her go crazy. She's going to reach out. She's going to, all of this stuff, mastering the art of absence, all of these techniques. we're going to go extinct in 50 years if we don't get our shit together, guys. And so while these manipulation tactics work, of, you know, pushing and pulling and all of that stuff, which I'm not actually going to go into in this video or ever, I implore you to try something different. If you are a female watching this, I implore you to relax into your feminine and allow yourself to be pursued. If you're a man watching this, I implore you to rise up to your masculine and have the confidence and, you know, the aura to pursue. And both female and male, not being scared of rejection. Why? Because you have created a masterpiece of your world. Your table is full. Your money is coming in. You look good, you feel good, you're happy, you're fulfilled, you have an amazing life, you have an amazing job, and you're sure of yourself, and you have that undeniable self-certainty. But this kind of thing that's going on at the minute of like not being vulnerable, not showing what, you know, not sharing how we feel, not texting first, all of these games, like, when does it end? And sorry, but how can it ever end in a good way? And so it is terrifying to be vulnerable. It is terrifying to say, hey, I like you, let's take this somewhere. And that might not be the most magnetic thing that a person can do. It might not be the best, you know, advice that I've given on this channel. I don't know. But if that's how you feel, what is actually the worst that can happen? Because here's the thing, you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. And so you saying, hey, I really like you to the right person isn't going to scare them off. You saying, hey, I really want to take this somewhere isn't going to scare the right person off. So if that does scare someone off, they are not for you. What did you lose? What did you only gained in that situation? And so the secret to making anyone obsessed with you isn't manipulation, it's self-love. It's self-obsession, not in like the egotistical way, but just being so focused on being better than you were yesterday, on trying to dismantle your limiting beliefs, trying to heal your inner child, trying to really just pour into yourself so much that your world becomes like a movie that you never want to end. Genuinely, like, I made this, you're creating this, you're directing this, you're so proud of everything that you're doing. That's really the key. And if you are interested in something like that, I know that so many people were so interested in the packages last year, but just cutting it round to it. And so what I have done is I've condensed the packages into a book that I have written. It's a 30-day guide that I am actually really proud of. There's a lot of love that's gone into it. It's very in-depth. It's literally changing you from the inside out over 30 days. And if you get it from before the 1st of February, you will be able to join a free accountability group, I guess. I'll create like a community that will be free for everyone that gets the book before the 1st. And from the 1st and for 30 days, I will be doing the 30 days as well. I don't know if I've explained this well. Filming it and recording it inside of the community. Everybody can interact with each other, hold yourself accountable, actually stick to change as if your life depends on it, because we're all in it together. We're all doing it together, starting from the 1st of February, which is Friday. And so you have a bit of time to get it. But I'm just super excited about it. I'm very, very proud of the work. I was actually in the middle of building something and it's taken a little bit longer than I wanted. And so I've kind of just paused that for a second, wrote this book, which I absolutely adore. There's 5 meditations in there. There's an 8-hour sleep affirmation tape. There's like 30 different chapters. I don't know. There's a lot in there. So you can check it out. The link is obviously down below. To also be a part of a community that all have the same goal, which is self-growth, self-love, and self-obsession. So I trust this video helped you manifest. You're worthy, you're loved. I love you, and thank you.